Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all of you in this PMP introductory session. There is one important announcement, one good news for the people who are participating in this session, that you can avail this free course on Six Sigma Yellow Belt. There are different levels in Six Sigma, yellow belt, green belt, black belt. So one complimentary course we are giving to you if you have attended today's session. So please note down this information, how you can avail that. So just today, during the session, please send me a message on this number. My number is given here, WhatsApp number. So just send a message here that I want to avail this free complimentary Six Sigma Yellow Belt. So inshallah tomorrow we will send you the information how you can attend that, inshallah. I will show this slide multiple times, so just in case some people who are joining late, they have missed this slide, I will show you the same slide multiple times, inshallah. My introduction, my name is Abu Bakar Ehsan. I have done bachelor's in computer science, master's in information technology. I have done PMP certification, project management professional, for which we are here today to discuss about this certification, inshallah. Then risk management professional, RMP. This is also from PMI, Project Management Institute. Then ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner. Can anyone confirm if you can hear my voice, or is it only Fakhruddin? Can anyone unmute his mic and confirm?
We can hear you well. I can hear you well, loud
Okay.
and clear.
Okay, thank you very
We
much.
can hear you.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. I
We
can
can
hear you
hear-
properly. Thank you.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So Fakhruddin, maybe it's your maybe sound system problem. So maybe you can unplug and connect again. Maybe it will work, inshallah. Lean Six Sigma. So before that, I was telling you PMI ACP Agile Certified Practitioner and Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt Certified. So Six Sigma, you know, it belongs to quality or business process improvement related certification. Work experience. Currently, I'm working as a consultant in Deloitte with a bank in Saudi Arabia. Remotely, I'm working. 23 plus years of working and project management experience. I have already conducted more than 200 PMP workshops in KSA, and after COVID, I'm conducting only on Zoom sessions with more than 12,000 engineers and managers just like you. This is my contact information, my email address, and my WhatsApp number. Harun Iftab, of course, you cannot hear me, so even if I speak, you will not be able to hear. So can anyone reply in the chat to Harun Aftab that yes, we can hear? You need to connect again, maybe check your sound system again. So just on my behalf, please send this message to Harun Aftab in the group chat, please. This is going to be the schedule of the full course, inshallah, once we start from, sorry. I think I have done some mistake here. These dates are not correct here. So I need to update. I will show you again that already you have that the schedule. So just excuse me for that. So it will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday sessions. Timings are right here, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. This is KSA time. And Sunday and Monday, it will be 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. If we convert it into Pakistan time, it will be in the night, 8 p.m. to the midnight, 12 a.m. Friday and Saturday. So these are same timings. Just it is GMT plus 3. KSA and GMT +5 Pakistan time. So inshallah, we will start on 23rd of Feb, and following Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday classes, we will inshallah finish somewhere around 9th of March, and most probably from 10th of March it will be Ramzan, inshallah. So we plan to start the course and finish the PMP full course, inshallah, one day before Ramzan. This is just for the full course participants, so just ignore that. Just keep your mics to mute mode in case you need to ask some question. You can unmute, you can ask me. And the recording of this session, you can request me tomorrow. And the presentation also, you can request me tomorrow. I will share the PDF of the same presentation, inshallah. Some of my recent sessions I conducted, you can as I told you, mostly I conducted in-person classes in Saudi Arabia. I used to deliver sessions in Riyadh, Jeddah, Khobar, Dammam, Jubail, Yambo, Medina, Abha, Qasim. So mostly I conducted in these cities. And then since COVID, I'm just conducting online only. So these are some screenshots, some group photos of my sessions. This is Nokia Saudi Arabia, Riyadh headquarters. This is also Nokia. This is my training center in Riyadh near exit 9. Now it is closed. This is Yumbo National Petroleum. This is KFCA, King Fahd Causeway Authority. The bridge between Khobar and Bahrain, and this is KFUPM, King Fahd University of Petroleum and Mineral Sciences. This is STC Riyadh head office. This was my open course in Khobar near Rashid Mall. So once again, people who just joined late, for them, maybe just take a screenshot of this slide. You can avail free Six Sigma Yellow Belt training and certificate. Just send me the detail with your name and on this WhatsApp. So tomorrow, inshallah, we will share the details with you that how you can attend this course. So now I'm going to explain you the certification, prerequisites of certification first, and then some other details about the exam format, the fee structure, membership, audit process, and the contents of this course. So starting with very basics, that what are the prerequisites of PMP? Who can do PMP? So there are two prerequisites. Number one is your experience requirement. And number two is your training requirement. So this second prerequisite, if you attend a course from me or you attend a PMP course from anywhere else in the world, I'm not claiming that only if you attend from me only, then you will get. No. You can take the certificate, training attendance certificate from any institute in the world. It is acceptable. So if you attend from me, if you attend from anywhere else, you will get this certificate. So that will fulfill your this requirement to apply for the exam. Second thing is the experience. So if you have 4 years degree, then you need 3 years experience minimum related to the projects. And in case you do not have 4 years degree, you have anything less than that, you have metric, inter, you have diploma, anything less than the degree, then you need minimum 5 years of experience related to the projects. Any question comes in your mind, please feel free to ask right now. Anyone having any question related to experience, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yat Shams.
Assalam.
Yes, I want to know, sir. Like, I have a bachelor degree in commerce, 3 year, okay,
Right.
and also I have PGDM, postgraduate diploma, 2 years.
Right.
So in which category I have to follow? Like for 40 plus year or 3 like diploma what?
How
So
many
can
years
you,
of experience you have? Total
I have
experience.
total experience now I have 7 plus years.
7+ years. So
Yes.
now, regardless, you consider yourself as a 4 years degree holder, or you
Mm-hmm.
consider yourself as a diploma holder. In both cases, you qualify.
Okay.
Number
Thank you.
one.
Thank
Number
you.
two, as you mentioned, PGD, postgraduate diploma,
In management, yes.
right?
PGDM. Equivalent to
So,
MBA, yes.
so now your graduation of 3 years plus 2 years diploma, it becomes 16 years education, right?
Okay.
So in that case, in my opinion, you come in this category.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Right? Anyone else having any question, please? It's not necessary that you must be a project manager only. Some people think that maybe we can apply only if we are a project manager, right? It's not must. You could be a planning engineer, you could be a document controller, you could be a team lead, you could be any title, but yes, it must be related to the projects. Any experience related to the operations is not acceptable. What is the difference between operations and projects? Operations are repeated nature things going on again and again. Same thing you are doing again and again. Projects are temporary things, right? So up till here, anyone having any question, please go ahead.
So do you hear me?
Yes, please.
So I have a question. I have approximately 3 years of experience, but my total experience are not in project management. Approximately, can I ask the question in Urdu?
No
It will
problem.
be more
अब पूछें
okay.
आराम से पूछें कोई नहीं
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
जी
तो
जी
मेरा जो ओवरऑल एक्सपीरियंस है वो कोई 3 साढ़े 3 साल का है लेकिन इसमें जो मेरा मोस्टली जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो एज अ प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर है लेकिन इसमें हमारी जो कंपनी है इसमें मोस्टली ये डॉक्यूमेंटेशन ये चीज़ें सारी मतलब नहीं होती जिस तरह एक प्रोजेक्ट का एसआरएस होता है या
इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता शॉर्ट आंसर मैंने आपको दे दिया इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता ये
अच्छा
प्रोसेस था नहीं था कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता उससे
अच्छा मतलब मेरा कोई थ्योरेटिकल वो सारा जो था हमारा प्रैक्टिकल था मतलब हम कोई वो
कोई फर्क नहीं
एसआरएस
पड़ता कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता
अच्छा अच्छा
जी अभी
मतलब
आपको
एक
ये अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट किया गंदा किया इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता एक्सपीरियंस है दैट्स एनफ
अच्छा अच्छा
राइट
सही मतलब डॉक्यूमेंटेशन वगैरह हमारी कंपनी में नहीं होती
इट्स
थी
नॉट
डायरेक्ट
doesn't matter it's not a requirement for this certification that only if you have documentation only then you can apply it is not must right
ओके
yes please anyone else having any question please go ahead
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sir, I want to know what experience should be preferable. Like, should be managerial level or lower level. It can be also applied.
Doesn't matter at all it's only required your involvement experience on the projects right title is not important important is how you present that experience if you mention it in this way that you were involved in planning also execution also monitoring and controlling also closing also it is acceptable once you reach to that stage inshallah I will guide you also that how to write your application for PMP right so I gave you the short answer it doesn't matter higher level or lower level anyone else please
Ms. Zunaira, she wants to ask a question. Ms. Zunaira, can you uh, ask your question directly on open your voice system or unmute yourself and ask the question?
Yes, Zunaira, please go ahead. Can someone type in the group chat? Because there are some people who say we cannot hear you. So just inform them, just type it in the chat that we all can hear each other very well. So please try to connect again, or maybe try to check your mic again. It's working fine on our end.
I already replied there
Okay,
that
fine.
everyone is listening us and we can hear
Okay, fine.
everyone.
Fine. Yes, Zunaira, are you able to speak or not? Maybe you have some mic issue. No problem. If you can just type your question in the chat, that is also fine. I will try to answer that. Yes, please. Anyone else, please? Having any questions so far?
Zonera, she's saying that I'm having 10 years of experience in the bank.
Right.
So I'm eligible or not?
See, once again, if you have worked in the bank as operations, it is not acceptable. If you have worked on projects for 3 years or more, it is acceptable. Yes, please. Anyone else having any question? Yes, Zahid, please go ahead.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sir, my question is regarding this experience. Like my experience is mostly in quality, operation, and production. So I have to check my eligibility.
Right. As I mentioned before, if you have worked on projects, even as a quality person also, or anyone related to quality, maybe you prepared some quality plans, right? Maybe you performed some audits. Maybe you worked on the certifications of your company. So these types of activities can be considered as projects, right?
Yeah, so to apply for the exam, will they assess my qualification, my experience?
As I told you that you must have minimum 36 months of projects experience. So if you do not mention projects experience of 36 months, your application will be rejected. Simply.
So I have to mention 36 months of project experience.
Yes. And for that
In the
I
last,
told you, when you reach to that stage, some people even they have experience, but they write in a bad way that their application is rejected. So that's why I said, when you reach to that point, when you're applying for the exam, I will give you the template also, guideline also, how to nicely write your experience, inshallah, right? So do not worry about that.
oh, okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I have experience in the maintenance project. Is it okay?
When you say
Okay.
maintenance projects, so that can also be
Yes.
considered, because
And
shutdown projects can be
shutdown, yes, sir. Shutdown.
acceptable.
So no worry on this for this eligibility for the maintenance project.
No worries. Zunaira, again, if you mention I worked as a branch manager, so that does not tell at all that you worked on the projects or not. So it is better that you can ask me later on in detail, maybe on the voice notes. You have my number here. It's written on this slide in the bottom here. So maybe you can discuss in further detail. Just by telling you worked as a branch manager, it's not enough to say yes or no. Yes, Ali Amar, it is acceptable. Rashid, if you mention experience of operations only, it is not acceptable. You have to come up with some projects within operations. It is possible, right? So it all depends how you present your experience. Pre-sales can come, Tala, pre-sales, yes, acceptable, provided you present it in such a way. Sometimes you are submitting the tender or the proposals on the pre-sales. These are big enough to be considered as mini projects itself. Yes, it is possible. Any other quick question before I go to the next topic? Zahid and Sarfraz, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, please keep your
Yes, sir.
mics to mute.
These
Yes, please.
36 years, this 36-month experience should be in the last, like in the near past, or it should be, it can be in the beginning of my career.
I will explain that point. Just give me a few seconds. I will explain. Yes, Rashid, you have a question?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. wa rahmatullah wa
Sir, I have experience in operations and maintenance, and also I handle some projects like Albert Stadium. I was planning and scheduling and execution of, means I was in production. So I was planning the products in Qatar. So here also in UAE also I fulfilled some projects. So am I eligible for this?
Yes, if you say you are dealing with the projects and you have 36 months of experience, yes, you qualify.
How can we mention this one that I have 36 months of experience
I will
and
explain that on the coming slides. I'm coming to that point.
oh, all right,
Right?
thank you.
Okay. Okay, Zahid, your question that these 36 months should be in the recent past or what? So let me explain that point. Let's say Mr. Abu Bakar, he has 23 years of experience and he is applying for this PMP exam. Now, if we say this is right now February 2024, and let's say we start this course in February and we finish this on around 9th of March, inshallah. So Mr. Abu Bakar is filling this application in March 2024. For the experience, we need minimum 36 months of experience. Now, if we backtrack, that means Mr. Abu Bakr started working in somewhere around January 2000 and up till 24, it's almost 24 plus years of experience. Now, if we enter experience of 2002 to 2003, it will not be accepted. If we enter experience of 2012 to 2013, it will not be accepted. Because you might have noticed here, within last 8 years only. This is the condition. So remember, you do not need to enter 100% of your experience. If you have 10 years, if you have 20 years, if you have 40 years, you just need to select only 3 years of your choice. But with the restriction, it must be within last 8 years. So that means if Mr. Abu Bakr is filling this application in March 2024, he can select only the experience between March 2016 up till March 2024. It could be continuous, it could be with gaps. It could be in multiple companies, it could be in single company, it could be in multiple countries, it could be in single country. So there is no restriction provided it is only within last 8 years. Is this point clear to all of you? Any question or confusion? So within last 8 years, you can choose any 3 years of your choice. So for example, I select one project which was started in March 2018 and it went up till, let's say, September 2019. So roughly 18 months. Then I can add another project from January 2021 up till, let's say, June 22. So my 36 months are complete. It's up to me. I want to enter 2 projects. I want to enter 1 project. I want to enter 10 projects. It's up to me. Any question or confusion from anyone? Okay for everyone? I feel I'm disconnected to कोई हूँ हाँ कर दें यार.
No, it's okay.
Oh, it's
I
clear.
can hear, but I
Yeah,
okay.
it's
don't
clear.
know about the other.
Everything is
Okay,
clear.
Alhamdulillah.
It's clear.
Okay, so when there is no voice from any side, it looks like maybe I'm disconnected. Okay.
Mm.
So I hope this is pretty clear. Experience requirement and the training requirement. Now, one point that someone asked, that how we can prove that we have this much experience. So for that, remember, there is a process which is called as audit process. So remember, whenever you submit your application, 10% of the applications are considered as selected for audit randomly. If your application is not in audit, no problem. You have written right information, wrong information, false information, doesn't matter. But if your application comes in the audit, then you need to provide the evidence of the information you have entered in your application. First of all, you have entered that I have done master's or bachelor's from this university in this year and this year. Okay, then upload your degree or transcript, number 1. If your application comes in the audit. Number 2, you mentioned that I worked in STC or Saudi Airline or this company or that company. Share the experience letters of that company for those selected 3 or 5 years which you have mentioned in your application. Third thing, contact information of your colleagues on the same projects or companies which you have mentioned in your application. And PMI, they contact them. So make sure you give the contact information of only those people you have good relationship with. It could be your friends. They will not investigate. But by mistake, if you give contact of a person with which you do not have good relationship, he may give bad information or bad feedback about you. That no, he never worked on this project, something like that. And number 4 is the training certificate, which we will provide you, inshallah, at the end of the training, inshallah. So these are the 4 things that you need to provide if your application comes in the audit process. Any question or confusion up till this point?
No, it's
This
clear.
hello, this audit will be selected by the PMI.
Yeah. Randomly. So on the same day, you will receive an email with the clear instruction what to do. You do not need to contact me that we are in audit, what to do. No. You will directly get an email from PMI that this is your step. These are your steps. This is your checklist. What to do. Anyone having any confusion, please?
Yeah, sir, I have one question regarding these 35 PDUs.
Yeah.
Regarding this 35 PDUs training, these trainings are valid until how much time? Like, I mean, within which we have to take the exam, or
There is no
there is some
expiry.
certain
There is no
limit?
expiry of that. Even if you have
There is
taken
no.
that training 10 years ago, still it is acceptable. right? But what happens is after some time, you forget the training, you forget the concepts. So even in my sessions, many people come again and attend the trainings just to refresh the knowledge. So that is not
Okay, got it.
mandatory. After 2-3 years, people forget everything. So try to pass this certification as early as possible. Why you are doing this? Just to take some benefits in the career. So if you are doing it for your career, for your own benefit, you shall not delay it more than few months. But after 1 year, you will forget it and you may have to attend it just for the sake of knowledge refreshment only. But from PMI, there is no restriction even if you use the training certificate which was taken 10 years ago. Any other question or confusion?
So if anyone does not have the experience letter, he worked but he didn't get the experience letter. How can he show through Kiva application or something like that?
See, you should have experience letters regardless you are applying for exam or not. If you apply in another company, they may ask for the certificate. What you will do? Number one. Number two, this is your choice. Now, at least you have some flexibility that if you have 10 years experience, you have 15 years experience, within last 8 years, you can choose that, okay, I have experience letter of that company, I just mentioned that company only. So within 8 years, you have flexibility. And if you do not have experience letter, contact that company. Regardless, even if you are not applying for PMP, you should get an experience letter. It
Okay.
might be required somewhere else.
Thank you. Okay,
Right?
sure.
Welcome. Yes, please. Anyone else having any question? So this is the website address which is written in the bottom here, www.pmi.org. PMI stands for Project Management Institute. So remember, after the training, in the training, I will give you the concepts, inshallah, I will give you the material, I will give you the guidance. But for the exam, like many other certifications, you are dependent on the trainer or the training institute for the exam. No, in this PMP, you are not dependent on the trainer. Directly, anytime in future, you can go on this website, you can fill your application, you can pay your exam fee, you can give the exam and pass the exam even without telling the trainer. Of course, once you pass, you should, as a courtesy, share the good news with the trainer, but it is not required. You are not dependent on the trainer to apply for the exam. Now, the exam is it's computer-based exam. You have two choices. You can go to a test center, exam center, or you can give the exam from home also. But my recommendation is go to the exam center. There are bad experiences by the students who gave the exam from home, so I do not recommend this option. In every big city, you will find quite easily the exam center. In every big city. Right. So your first choice should be give the exam from the test center. In case you cannot find an exam center near your area, even in a radius of 200, 300 kilometers, then maybe you can choose to give the exam from home. But remember, if you give the exam from home, there is extra disturbance on that because there will be an invigilator who will keep on watching you continuously through camera and he can disturb you anytime through mic also. He can tell you anytime during the exam, please show me the room if there is anyone else helping you or not. Please show me what is on your table. Please show me what's on the back side. So he can disturb you anytime. So to avoid such disturbance, please select the test center. And once you apply for the exam and your application is approved and you have paid the exam fee, then you can search for the exam centers and the available exam dates. And exam dates are available every business day. It's not that after 3 months or 6 months, either you give the exam or you wait for the next cycle. No. Every day exam is available. So you can choose, just like an airline booking, you can choose whatever date suits you and you can select that. Any question or confusion about that?
Okay, just one question. One time, if you pay a fee and you have to pass that one time fee, or you have, if you fails in case, do you have to repay again?
Pay again. Yeah. But there is a reduced price for the second attempt and third attempt. But yes, there is a repayment. I will show you on the next slide, inshallah.
How many total attempts?
3 attempts within 1 year. But inshallah, you shall pass in first attempt. 90% of the people, they pass in first attempt. Some people who do not pass in first attempt, they pass in second attempt. But likely, most likely, if because it's you have spent time on the training, you have spent time on the preparation, so for sure, inshallah, you will not do a casual attempt. You will do a serious committed attempt. So anyone who gives a serious committed attempt, he passes in first attempt, inshallah. 95% chances you will pass in first attempt. Exam is 180 questions and all the questions are objective style questions. No paragraphs to be written. No subjective question. MCQs, multiple choice questions, or fill in the blanks or mapping definition or drag and drop on each other. Total time is 230 minutes, just 10 minutes less than 4 hours. On average, you have 76 seconds to answer each question. There is no negative marking. Out of 180 questions, 5 questions have 0 weightage. These are considered as pre-test questions. But that means 0 weightage means regardless of your answer, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But which question? These are hidden. These 5 are hidden within 180 questions. So you cannot determine that this is a pre-test question or an actual question. So you will, as you will not be able to determine, you will give your best answer as per your best knowledge. Roughly 60 to 75% passing marks. This is just a guess only because PMI, the governing body of this exam, they do not declare the passing percentage. They say we decide who passed or who failed. They do not give you result in quantitative form. They give the result in qualitative form. Quantitative form means if we say you scored 60% or 63% or 75% like that, no, they do not give you a result in quantitative form, they give you result in qualitative form. Now, what happens when you finish your exam and you come out, when you finish your exam, immediately within few seconds on your screen, it gives you the result in form of pass or fail. Immediately.
I have
When
one
you
question on this.
finish, just give me a few seconds, let me finish, then you can ask. So once you finish your exam, it shows you pass or fail. Then you come outside and the lab attendant will give you a printout on which it is written as overall pass or fail. And there are 3 domains. Those 3 domains are people, process, and business. So within these 3 domains, they tell you that were you above target or on target or below target. This is written exam result for you, which you get after you come outside of the lab, and the attendant, he gives you this printout. If you pass, within 1 week, you will get your PMP certificate, soft copy. And on your certificate, this thing is not mentioned. Everyone who passes the exam gets the same certificate. Performance is not mentioned on the certificate. And within 2 to 4 months, you get the hard copy. Yes, please. Someone was asking a question.
Yes, as you told that, once you pass the exam, the result will display on the screen. But the guy
Yeah.
who is writing in the test center, then what about a guy who is writing the exam in the test center?
Yeah.
Then how much time he required to
Immediately
get this?
within few seconds, you will get your result. Regardless, you are giving the exam from home or the exam center.
So in the exam center also they will conduct the exam on system only. And they
Yeah,
not on
yeah,
paper.
yeah.
Right?
Even on the exam center, it is online.
Okay.
Right. Anyone else
Sir,
having a question?
I have one question.
Yes,
I
please.
have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, there will be extra fees for taking exam in center,
No.
or it should be the fixed
Same.
fee?
Same fee.
Same fee. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in the exam center, we have to carry our laptop.
No. You cannot take anything, even the for the rough work, they give you the sheet and the markers, erasers, everything they will provide you. You just need to take your passport or Ikama or driving license, any 2 of these things. Any other question, please?
Mobile is allowed to take with us or no?
No. See, from home to the exam center, you will take everything. You will take your mobile also, wallet also, keys also, books also, notes also. But once you reach there, before entering into the lab, there is a waiting area. Before entering into the lab, you will have to put everything in a locker. Even you are not allowed to take your wallet inside. So your mobile, your car keys, everything you will put in a locker, and then you will go inside the lab. So nothing is allowed to take inside.
When there is a next update on the PMP?
Oh, I think Khurram, you are speaking. Your voice is very low. Please speak a little louder.
I'm asking when is the next schedule for the PMP's syllabus update?
See, right now there is no announced update. Right? So we cannot tell that when it is coming, but whenever they announce, they give enough time. They give minimum 6 months before changing the exam according to the new update. So right now, up till now, there is no announcement. Even if they announce it tonight, that change will reflect in the exam minimum after 6 months. Right? Any other question, please?
How many attempts for the exam we can take in the same fees or any additional
No,
fees?
one fee, one attempt. Within 1 year, you can give 3 attempts. Maximum. Any other questions so far? So just in case someone joined late, And let me show you this slide again. That we are giving complimentary Six Sigma yellow belt. So just send me a message on this WhatsApp number. This is only for the participants of this webinar only. So that's why we will consider only if you send the message by tonight only maximum. If we receive messages tomorrow, we will not be able to differentiate that you actually attended the webinar or just someone told you that this was a offered last night shown. So someone is just telling that yes, I also attended. So that's why it is only for tonight. Okay, any questions so far? This is how the exam looks like. The exam software, regardless you are giving the exam from home or you are giving the exam from the exam center, this is how it looks like. There are two screens, screen 1 and screen 2. All the 180 questions will come one by one in form of screen 1. So there is a calculator there is a timer there. There's calculator, there's remaining time, next question, previous question, here the question statement and the options. So all the questions will come one by one in front of you and it will remain until you click on next or previous. So it's up to you how much time you want to spend on each question. It will not change automatically. And in case you do not want to answer this question right now, you can click on next, go to next question, then next question, then next question, and then previous, then previous. So whenever you like, you can go forward or backwards. Sometimes you have a doubt about a question that let's say I selected B here, but I'm not sure the right answer is B or not. So you flag it for review. That if I get time later on, I will come back and reread this question and if required, I may change the answer. So these are the buttons available here. And if you click on this review screen will take you to the second screen. Any question about screen 1?
This two screen will disappear on will available on screen at one time only. So means parallelly this will visible slide 1 and slide 2.
No, one at a time. Either screen 1 or screen 2. Any other question from anyone?
Yeah, is there a counter for the questions, like how many we have answered or how many are remaining to be answered within the time frame?
There is no counter for that, but once you go to review screen, here you can see all the questions are shown in a single screen. And there you can see if you have a question incomplete, right? So if you have a question as incomplete, that will be shown. If you have flagged a question, that will be shown. Right? So that is the way to find out that how many questions are remaining. Any other question or confusion, please?
So this slide 2 contains 180 questions at a time. Means
Yeah. Within a
yeah.
single view, you can see 180 questions, and that is a helpful view. So if let's say you want to go to some other question, you can go to this screen 2 and you can directly click on question number 7. If you click on question number 7 will open on screen 1. Or you directly click on question number 14 will open. So this is how you move from screen 1 to screen 2. And when you feel that you have done everything you could have done in this exam, then you can click on exam and review. So once you click on this, then it will show you your result. So some people, they finish the exam before time. In that case, this end review button will be used. And some people, they are unable to complete the exam in time. So then without clicking on end review, when the time finishes, automatically the exam will finish.
So result will come.
Yes, result will come within few seconds. Yes, any other question or confusion, please?
Is it mandatory to answer all the question?
No.
Okay.
Some people, they answer all the questions, still they fail. Some people, they do not answer all the questions, still they pass. It all depends on how many were right answers.
But there's no negative mark.
There's no negative marking. And you can go back and change the answers also. Because it happens sometimes while reading a question, you get an idea about some previous question you have already answered. Now you can apply for the exam with membership and without membership. First, I will show you the next slide, that what is the exam fee. Then it will be easier for you to understand. So if you apply for the exam as a member, it is $405. But if you apply as a non-member, it is $555. That means membership is optional. But remember, these days there is a discount going on for some countries. The two countries I know for sure there is a discount going on is people from Pakistan and people from Lebanon. These two minimum I know. For people from Pakistan, the total fee is roughly $420, including membership. I'm not sure why they have given this discount, because this discount is there for last 2 years almost. I think so. The country is with some trouble, like there was a flood 2 years ago, and Lebanon also, I think due to war. I'm not sure, I'm just making a guess only. Because it happens when you are not logged in on pmi.org and then you see the fee, it shows you a different fee. But once you log in, now in your profile, as you have mentioned the country, it shows you a different fee. So for Pakistan and Lebanon, minimum, I know that there is a good discount going on, and you can take benefit of that. When they finish, because it is unannounced, I'm not sure when they finish. They may finish in 1 month, they may continue for next 1 year. I have no idea. No one has any idea. So anyways, just I'm explaining the standard fee only. So if you apply as a member, it is $405. If you apply as a non-member, it is $555. And the membership fee itself is roughly $120. $120 to $140. So if you add that, it approximately becomes equal. This is for the first attempt. In case you fail in the first attempt and then you have to apply for the second attempt will be $275 for the members and $375 for the non-members. And third attempt is also same, $275 and $375. Any question or confusion on this point, please?
What is the
Who is
benefit?
considered as PMI member?
Sorry, ask again, please.
Who is considered as PMI member, non-PMI member?
Anyone can apply for PMI member. Even after this session tonight, you can apply. Only thing is give the basic information about yourself and pay $140, $120 as membership. you are a member. There is no qualification criteria for the membership.
What is the benefit for there being a PMI member?
One benefit is the discount, right? So if you notice, effectively, the membership is costing you nothing, because the same membership fee will be discounted from your exam fee, number one. Number two, in case you have to apply again for the second attempt, there is $100 discount. Third attempt, again $100 discount. Another benefit could be, this is very common, that people after passing PMP, they go for RMP, or they go for ACP, or they go for SP. So if you apply, this membership is for 1 year. After that, it's optional. If you do not want to continue, no problem. Regardless, even if you have passed the exam, there will be no effect on your PMP certification even if you decide to discontinue the membership. No problem. But within 1 year, some people, they like to go for another certification. So within the same membership, they get another $150 discount, something like that. So this is another good benefit. So one benefit is about the discounts. Second benefit is you get access to PMI library or their standards or regulations or publications. Then you become part of a networking community. So this is very good for networking also. For PMI members, there are like yearly gatherings in every city, in every major city, right? So like in Lahore also, there are annual sessions, in Riyadh also, in Khobar also, in Jeddah also.
I have one question regarding this PMI
Please, if you
membership.
have a question, wait for me to finish. And when I say, if there is there any question, then interrupt and then ask me, right? So when I'm speaking, then please, I do not like if you disturb me when I'm speaking something. You understand? Yes, please, go ahead. What is your question?
Yeah,
Sorry, your voice is lost. Is it for me only or for everyone?
we have to renew every year this PMI membership.
Yeah. As I told you, it's optional only. It's not must for you to continue every year. It's optional.
So,
If you like, continue. Otherwise, no issues.
so we have to
But
pay
this,
every year like this amount.
Yeah, every year, if you like to continue.
but this certificate is valid for how many years? PMP
That is
certificate.
for 3 years. I will come to that. It needs some description. I will come to that slide just in few minutes, inshallah. Right. So for it is good for networking also. And you can review the PMI conducted salary surveys also, that how much difference it makes in your income if you are a PMP certification holder or without PMP. So it is a very good document, high quality data. It's a lengthy document, like 200 pages. In every big country, like you can see in Europe, as a planning engineer with PMP, without PMP, how much people are earning in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Bahrain, like that, right? So this is also good benefit. Any question or confusion, please?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
In how much time we can become a member of PMI? I mean, how much time it takes to become?
Maybe 20 minutes. That's just making a profile, making a payment from your credit card. That's it.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Right.
My question is, if PMP certification is once for all, if you passed one times, it will be forever? I mean, you are PMP certified, or is there something?
No, as I told you that it is for 3 years, but I have a slide for that. I'm coming to you, coming on that slide just in few minutes. It is not for life.
The payment by credit card, debit card cannot work?
Credit or debit, both can work.
Okay.
I have a
One
question.
thing I wanted to ask is that if we pay for the course fee or the exam fee or the membership fee now, can we appear in exam? I mean, after 2 months when we are prepared or when we are well equipped to,
Right.
attend the exam?
Actually, this is a good approach that if you, first of all, before the training, you cannot apply. Because as I told you already that in your application, there is a section which asks you that have you attended 35 hours of training or not. If you have attended, give the exact dates, give the name of the institute. And if it comes in the audit, you have to upload the certificate of that training. Right? So after the training, you can apply for the exam. Let's say you finish the training in March and in April, you apply for the exam and you take the date of August. 10th of August, you can take the date. So yes, it is possible. Anticipating that I'm going on vacation, this and that, it will need me 2 to 3 months or 4 months to prepare. So within 1 year, see, after your exam application is approved, you have 12 months. Within 12 months, you can give first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. And you can also reschedule your exam also. For example, in April, you paid for the exam fee, you booked the date of 10th of August, but once you reach closer to 10th of August, you feel that no, I'm not ready enough, you can postpone your exam also. But if you postpone your exam with more than 30 days remaining, it is free. If you postpone your exam in less than 30 days remaining, it will cost you $70 every time you reschedule. Any question or confusion from anyone, please?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
As you are mentioning that if we apply from Pakistan, there is a discount. So, for example, if I apply from Pakistan, so it's necessary that I should take exam from Pakistan.
No. When I said that people from Pakistan, there is a discount. It is not must that they are living inside Pakistan. They could be working in Saudi Arabia, could be working in Europe, could be working in Dubai. So when you are making your profile, in your profile, you are giving the postal address of your home country. If that is given as Pakistan, it is fine. It is enough. Right? You can give exam in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Bahrain, in Dubai, wherever you like. Any other question, please?
As you mentioned that if guy had paid the fees in March and for example he gone to his home country, so
Yeah.
in most of the country they are conducting the exam because he had taken the training in what you call online in his country where he's working, and the thing is that he gone for vacation into his home country and he can write the exam from his home country as well.
Yeah, no issues. You can attend training anywhere. You can give exam anywhere. There is no restriction. Right? Any other question or confusion, please?
Yes, please. Sir, as you mentioned that you book exam in April and you in how much time I can appear in the exam?
See, after the training,
Mhm.
you will apply for the exam. Application may take 5 to 10 days total.
Okay.
After 10 days, maybe you can select a date of next 3 days, 4 days, whenever. It's just like an airline booking.
Okay.
So there is no restriction. But yes,
Okay,
as I
so
told you, you need to do preparation. Whenever you feel you are prepared enough, then you will appear in the exam.
Okay, sir, but you write in the board like April and apply and then 10th of August.
That was just as an example. That
Okay,
you can take a date of any time in future within next 12 months.
Okay.
But there is no minimum time. Maximum time is 1 year. Minimum time you can, like it happened in past, some of my students, they were just taking the training only for these 35 contact hours. And immediately after they got this, they applied. Within 10 days, they gave the exam and they passed, Alhamdulillah, because they were preparing before the training.
Okay.
Right? So there is no minimum time required. Any other question, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
After the training session, how can we get the study material for the exams?
Yeah. That is part of the package, inshallah. I will give you the study material also.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay, as some of you were asking that is this certification forever or not? No, this certification is only for 3 years, right? But the good thing is it can be renewed after 3 years without exam, provided if you keep on attending more trainings related to project management. It looks like a restriction, but indirectly it is a blessing for you. You attend more trainings, you polish yourself more, you get benefit of that more, inshallah. So let's say within next 3 years, if you attend more trainings, like I also offer, you can attend from anywhere. Like I give RMP training, I give Microsoft project training, I give Primavera training. So let's say you attend 3 of my courses, one RMP, one Primavera, one Microsoft project. So it will give you 60 hours of training, more than 60 hours. So at the end of 3 years, you have 60 PDUs. You can renew your PMP for another 3 years without exam. And it is not necessary that you have to take these trainings in a certain year only. Maybe you take all the 3 trainings here in the first year. Maybe you attend all the required trainings in the last year only. So it's not restricted that you must take enough trainings every year. No. So within 3 years, which is enough time, you shall attend 60 PDUs, 60 hours of training related to project management. If you do that, it will be renewed for another 3 years without exam. But in case, let's say you pass your exam in 2024 and now in 2027, you have not attended 60 PDUs trainings. Maybe you have attended 40, maybe you have attended 59, maybe you have attended 0. So what will happen? They will cancel, they will suspend your certification for 1 year. Means the 4th year will be a warning year for you. If you collect your missing trainings, PDUs within this 1 year, they will revert your certification to the normal state for another 3 years. Otherwise, if this 4th year is also gone, then in 2028, they will cancel your certification. If they cancel the certification, then the only way to get it back in life is give the exam again. Same thing I have written here also. Any question or confusion from anyone, please?
Sir, regarding this,
So do you like provide
One
assistance
at a time, one
after?
at a time, please. One at a time. Yes, Zishan, you started asking something?
As you mentioned
Okay,
that,
Yes.
for example, a guy had taken the PMP.
I was first. Let me ask. Hopefully, will be.
Okay, whoever was first, please go ahead.
yeah, sir, regarding this,
No, Zahid,
after
you are
3
not the
years,
first. Zahid, you were not first.
Okay, okay.
Yes, who was that?
I was.
Yes, Zubair. Yes, Zubair, go ahead.
Yeah. My question was that now we are preparing for them. So after this, we let's say continue. Like you could give us such a roadmap of trainings we can complete our 60 PDs as well as a continuation of that period, particularly after every 3 years, because our plan lets you go for RM also after.
Yeah, we have a combo
So in that
package. We
scenario,
have a combo package for our students who pass the PMP. It is a combo of 5 courses. You can choose any 3 courses. So that is a discounted package available. So we give that guidance and promotional offer or combo offer to our students, right? Yes, please, Zishan, you were asking something.
oh, thank you.
Mentioned that a guy who taken this PMP in 2024, and immediately he had taken this PDO after what you call 1 month or 2 months. So this certification of PMP as is valid for 3 years, automatically they will convert to what you call 6 years.
Not automatically. There is a payment required here. So you will make a payment of like, if you are a member, that payment will be of $60. If you are not a member, that payment will be of $150. So after making that payment and entering this detail of PDUs in your profile, it will be renewed, extended for another 3 years, to total 6 years. Yes, you are right. Is it okay, Zishan?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yes, Zayed, you were asking something?
Yes, sir. My question is regarding after 3 years, this renewal of the certificate. Is there any payment we have to make for this for every year?
Not every year. I just mentioned that after 3 years, you have to make a payment of $150 if you are not a member and $60 if you are a member.
So
Any
this
other
is like
question?
three
Yes.
3 years like this.
Sorry?
This is like after every 3 years we have to
After every
renew it
3 years.
like this.
After every 3 years, in the same way, you have to attend more trainings or you have to make a payment. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, please. Anyone else having a question so far?
Sir, could you please once again tell me regarding the payment after the 3 years or in between the 3 years for the renewing? Could you please explain one more time?
I said in order to renew, you have to make a payment of $150 if you are not a PMI member and $60 if you are a PMI member. Is it okay?
But that membership is valid for only 1 year, right? So after 3 years, if you are renewing, means every year we have to continue this
No,
membership.
it's up to you. You took the membership in first year and then you take the membership again in the fourth year, at the beginning of the fourth year. It's possible.
Okay, sir, clear.
Anyone else having any question?
Yeah, sir. I'm getting some good news for today's participant. I am joined late actually. Could you please explain me what is this?
It's in front of you. Just take a picture of that. It's self-explanatory.
Send it to you. Send it to this WhatsApp number.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So, can you please explain Six Sigma Yellow Belt training and
No,
certificate? What is it?
no, this is not in the scope of today's training. So just I told you Six Sigma is a quality related certification. More than that, it's not in the content of this particular today's session, right? It's related to
Can
quality.
okay, it's related to quality.
Yeah. So please try to ask the questions related to the context only, what we are discussing right now. Okay, now I will show you some sample questions that how they can ask questions in the exam. So for example, this sometimes they present the question in this way, that they present you 4 options and they say which option is a false option, right? So if you see here, if the question is like this, that which of the following is not true of obtaining project plan approval? So there are 4 options here. Can you read all these 4 options and can you tell what do you think what is the right answer?
Option D.
Option C.
Option C.
Okay, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of first option?
Like preliminary approval once comes,
this is a
only
plan
we
to
go for
execute the project.
approval.
One by one, please. Yes, please go ahead.
This is a plan to execute the project.
No, this is not complete meaning. Please tell me the complete meaning of this statement.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, please.
As per my understanding, this first sentence, until that, that the plan approval is not yet approved, you can make changes anything you want. But if it was already approved, then you have to monitor it through change control. Is it?
Right. Yeah. So that is this option is saying that before approval, we are working on a draft plan. So if the plan is not approved yet, we can make any changes in it. We do not need to raise a change request. But after it is approved, we call it as baseline. So remember one important term, approved plan is called as a baseline plan. So once the plan is approved, baseline, and now after that, if there is any change required, that change will come only through change control. So what do you think? This description, what I told about A, is it true or false in routine project management? Is it true or false?
It's true.
It's true. The question is asking about not true. So that means this is not a possible answer. Second option, change control, make sure that only approved changes can make it into the approved plan. So this is just the same concept that we discussed in option A. So this is also true, cannot be an answer. Only one person needs to approve the project management plan and that is the project manager. No. There must be other important stakeholders who are collectively giving the approval of the plan. So this is false and right answer. Fourth, it is important for the entire team to buy into. What is meant by buy into?
To be on board.
To be on board, involvement, participation, agreement, consensus. So if you impose a plan on the team, it is difficult that project will be successful versus the team has a feeling that yes, we were involved in making this plan. We are the owner of this plan. We are the ones who actually made this plan. So this is true and not the right answer. So C is the right answer. So in the exam, they can ask you questions in this way also. So I'm not saying that you should, I'm expecting that you should know the answer. I'm just giving you a feeling of the real exam questions. Plus, using that opportunity, I'm teaching you some concepts also. Next question, a very important concept, very important learning, very important concept. Let's say you have to construct a wall. So our project is to construct a wall in 10 days, 1000 real is the budget. At the end of 4th day, we have completed 20% and we have spent 300 reals. assuming linear planning. Linear planning means equally distributed. This is only for theory. In reality, you do not have linear plans. In reality, you have non-linear plans. But right now, just imagine linear plans because these are easier to visualize. So what can we report about the project out of these four?
D.
Behind schedule spending.
Option D.
Anyone with option B, second option? No one? So total time is 10 days, right? So total time is 10 days. 4 days have passed. That means 40% time has passed. How much we have accomplished physical progress is? How much?
20%.
20%. How much budget we have spent in percentage?
300.
30%. 30%.
30%. Now, if I read it in this way, that we have completed 20% in 40% time passed. So time wise, is it a good situation or a bad situation?
Bad. Behind schedule.
Bad situation. So bad situation means behind schedule. So on the basis of that, we can easily rule out option A and C because option C is ahead of schedule, option C says ahead of schedule. So first and third options are out. What about cost wise? Now, if I look at it in this way, that we have spent 30% of the budget in 40% of the time, it looks like good situation.
Saving money.
But if I look at it in this way, that 30% budget spent on 20% work, this looks like a bad situation. So what do you think?
D.
The option will be B.
So remember
D.
that whenever we are comparing, I told you both comparisons, they exist. But we should always compare spending versus progress. This is the rule. So from this angle, we are bad in cost also. We are behind schedule. We are overspending. Is this point clear to everyone? Any question or confusion,
Yes.
please? In 10 minutes, we will take a break of 10 minutes and after that we will resume also. So just in case you have to take something, you have to offer prayer. Next question. Another very interesting and important concept. You are a project manager. Remember in the exam, there will be so many stories based questions. This is the situation, this has happened, what you will do. So you are a manager for a railroad construction project. Your sponsor has asked you for a forecast. Can anyone tell me what is meant by forecast?
Weather related.
So,
Predicting the future.
predicting the
look ahead
future.
schedule.
What is the difference between forecast and plan?
Plan is what you expect to do.
And forecast?
Predicting
Based
this
on
may
actual
happen.
scenarios, what would be?
Plan is actual and forecast is a prediction.
The plan is also for future. Actuals are only about past.
Forecast is basically based on your current situation. How can see we can achieve plan, or we are lagging behind.
Can anyone tell me in the previous example, this example, how much is the cost related plan and in numbers, and how much is the cost related forecast? It will make very easy for everyone to understand.
So the cost is the planned cost is 1,000 riyals, and the forecast seems to be 1,200 with respect to 300 spending it for 20% of the work done.
Is it correct? What about others?
Or maybe 1,500, sorry. So 300 into 5 would be 1,500.
Yeah, it's correct.
This one is correct.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Yeah, for me, as per my understanding, forecasting is your current analysis of what you have previously completed, okay, to the coming future plans, coming future, let's say, activities. But the
Right.
plan is your original plan
Agreed.
of what you have completed,
So,
of you what you will be
yeah,
completed.
you are right. You are right. So in the situation here, you can see original plan was 1,000. But so far, we are going badly. And if we continue in the same bad way, it looks like that this project will cost us 1,500. So this is the difference between plan and the forecast. Both are for the future only. Any question or confusion from anyone? So the sponsor is asking us about the forecast for the cost project completion. The total budget is $80,000. And CPI, another very important term, CPI. CPI is cost performance index. When we say cost performance index is 0.95, that means 95%. In other words, this is also called as your spending efficiency. Right now, you are spending at a rate of 95%. So what do you think? Is it a good situation or bad situation? What do you understand from this number? 95%.
Bad situation.
Bad situation.
Bad situation, but not very bad, slightly bad. That means if in the market we go and spend $100, out of $100, $5 are getting wasted, $95 are getting useful value in return. So on average, we are wasting $5 out of every $100 we are spending in the market. Or another easy example to understand, let's say this pen, this stylus, in the budget, we have planned we will purchase this during execution in $95. But during execution, when we go to the market, we are purchasing this pen in $100. So in this situation, our CPI will be considered as 0.95. This is the meaning of CPI. Any question or confusion, please? So if this is the situation, what do you think? What you will choose here? How much more money do you plan to spend on this project?
59,000, option A.
Yeah, you are right. And sometimes in the exam, this is a useful technique that there is a way to select the right answer directly also using the formula. And there is a way to select 3 wrong answers and whatever is left will be automatically the right answer. So as we know, total budget is 80,000 and already we have spent 25,000. So how much remaining should be less than 80,000? So only one value is less than 80,000. So on the basis of that, we can select this is the right answer. Last question, then we will take a break here. So sometimes, although in the exam now, recently, in the last 2-3 years, they have stopped asking numerical questions. But conceptually, practically, your real project management wise, it is important to understand. So let's say there is a project with 9 activities, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Their durations are given. Their predecessors are given. Predecessor means prerequisite. So A has no predecessor, B has no predecessor, C can be started only when A is done, D after A is done, E after A is done, F after E is done, G after D and F both are done, H after B and C, and I after G and H. So if this is the situation, can you tell me what do you think, what should be the project duration? Any idea?
$26 days.
$51 days.
51 days is not correct. The reason behind that 51 is if we add all these numbers. So that will actually mean that we are doing all these activities one after another without any overlap.
All
which is
critical points.
which is not right. So yes, 26 days is the right answer, and actually we will have a detailed discussion on that in the full course that is called as critical path method. So what we do actually, we make a network diagram of all these activities. Then we find all the possible paths between start and end node. And then we take the sum of the duration of each activity on that path. Then the longest path is your critical path, and longest path is considered as your project duration, right? So we will have a detailed discussion later on. Any question or confusion up till this point before we take a break here? After the break, I will come to, up till now, I have covered exam format, pricing, audit process, duration of the validity of this, everything. After the break, I will try to explain you the course contents. So there are good concepts after the break also. So I suggest it is important for you, inshallah. It will be useful information for all of you. After 10 minutes break, you should not discontinue the session. Continue it, just mute yourself and go and come back after 10 minutes, inshallah. See you after 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back now. So before break, we were discussing about exam style, exam format, pricing, application process, audit process, type of questions. Now we will discuss about the course contents, and before that, uh, just to show you some funny cartoons related to project management. So very interesting that it happens on real life projects also, that when you start with high perfection level, right? High perfection level, but as we proceed, towards the end, we just lose the interest and we say, okay, leg is required. Okay, this is leg. Now, good or bad, or strong or weak, that kali wali. So if it is in the scope, it is there. So this happens on real life projects also, that as we proceed, we start losing the interest. Next cartoon, she's asking, why do you have only 40% of an umbrella? He says, because chances of rain only 40%. Now, very interesting and very funny concept, but very important concept. It happens in your real life projects also, risk management also. So if you see here that what is umbrella here? Umbrella is a risk reserve. And what is rain here? Rain is a risk. So when we say chances of rain only 40%, that means if there are 10 times rain forecast, that today it will be raining. So if 10 days similar cloudy weather, 4 days it will rain, and remaining 6 days it will be dry. This is the meaning of 40% chances or 40% probability, that we will need umbrella 4 times and 6 times it will not be required. So when we are looking at this thing only from one instance, it looks like it is funny, it is not going to work. But when we are applying this concept on large number of risks in your real life project, there will be hundreds of risks. So we cannot afford risk reserves for all the hundreds of risks. So we take chances, we rely on probability, we assume that all the risks will never happen. So this concept on large number of risks is actually applicable. So we do not have 10 umbrellas for 10 risks. In fact, we only keep 4 umbrellas for 10 risks. Clients, people who are dealing with the clients, they know the problem or the pain behind that. Who are we? Clients. What do we want? We don't know. When do we want it? Now. So it's very common. Last cartoon. Some person already jumped from the plane, and after he has jumped, now there is an announcement. Okay, there is a small change. Red bag, which is wearing right now. Red bag has the sandwiches and green bag is your parachute. So too late to inform. So change management and communication management, both are very important aspects of project management, but somehow, unfortunately, we do not give enough respect to both of these areas. What is project management? Now coming to the real contents. What is project management? Project management is the application of skills and methodologies that allow the project manager to deliver the project on time. So objective number 1, on time. Objective number 2, within budget. Objective number 3, specification. Specification means scope. So deliver on time, within budget, and to the scope. Now, it is just like a student of A levels or O levels that he has 3 subjects, let's say physics, chemistry, and bio. So what is the target of every student? That I want to score A star. Now, A star does not mean 100%. A star means high 90%. I'm not sure what is the percentage for A star, maybe 96%, I'm not sure. So 96% or above in all 3. That means some variance on time is possible, but closest to time, closest to cost, closest to scope, all 3, these are important. So if I, as a project manager, I score A star in time also, cost also, scope also, only then I can claim I have delivered a good project. For example, my scope is that we have to deliver a 10-floor building in 10 million in 10 months. This is our plan. This is our baseline, approved plan. Now, I delivered the project exactly in 10 months, so I got A star. I delivered this exact scope of 10-floor building, so A plus, A star. But I spent 15 million on that, so maybe D grade. So overall, my project is not good. Although I say that I scored A plus in time, I scored A plus in scope. So this is the concept that as a project manager, my target is to score A plus in time also, cost also, scope also. And quality is implicitly included in the scope. So this is the meaning of targeting these 3 objectives. Characteristics of the projects. Projects are always temporary. They have a start, they have the end. Even if there are delays, still there is a targeted end. They have some objectives. They are progressively elaborated. Progressive means step by step increasing. Elaboration means more details. So when we proceed in the project, every day we are receiving more information and we are consuming that information and we are refining our plans if required. Now, why we do the projects? There are 2 perspectives. One perspective is customer side perspective. Other perspective is contractor side perspective. Now, if I ask you, what is the interest of a contractor to become part of the project? Can anyone tell me? Answer this very easy question. What is the interest of a contractor to become part of a project? To earn, right? To gain profit, to earn money. This is their business model. They offer their services, their expertise, their tools, their technologies, their resources to the customer that we will help you in completion of this project, and against that we will charge. So during the life of the project, customer is investing. Customer is spending money. And contractor is earning money. Once the project is finished, then what happens? Contractor disappears. Some product is ready. Product could be a shopping mall. It could be a residential building. It could be a new telecom service. It could be an internet service. It could be a new mobile phone. It could be a new software. It could be a new car. So after that product is finished, ready, they launch it. From the launching of that product, customer starts getting financial benefits. So they start earning, they start recovering their spending. So this is the cycle between projects and operations. Every time, first time something is established as a part of a project, and then it becomes operational. For example, we say we are opening a new branch of McDonald's. Opening a new branch of McDonald's is a project. After that new branch of McDonald's starts working, we say it is operational. From the operations of that branch, the customer will earn, the investor will earn. So this is the relationship between customer and contractor. Now, who decides to start a project? Of course, customer is going to invest, so he will decide why he starts a project. These could be few reasons. To grab some opportunity in the market. FIFA World Cup, Expo, right? So in Saudi Arabia, there are many such opportunities. Every year, Hajj season, many companies, they launch new products. Right?
Like new,
Sorry?
like Neom or Red Sea in Saudi Arabia, a big project.
It's a big project, but we are discussing here, grab some opportunity. So yes, FIFA World Cup could be one opportunity. Expo 2020, Expo 2030, Winter Olympics, all these are coming in Saudi Arabia, mashallah. I think it's in one of my flyer I introduced that. It's a decade of opportunities in Saudi Arabia. Biggest opportunities, I think, right now, this level of opportunities was never there before, and I feel it will never come again. The opportunities which are coming now in Saudi Arabia, this is a decade of opportunity, take maximum benefit. And of course, PMP is one of the possible win. And I'm not saying stop after PMP, do whatever suits you, inshallah. World Cup is coming. Olympics, Winter Olympics is coming. Expo 2030, I think is coming, right? Neom, it's a big project. Qadiyya, a big project. There are many projects, many projects. So maybe around $1 trillion of projects in progress right now. Mashallah, mashallah. Okay, so market demand, market needs something. Let's say market needs 5,000 engineers every year and local production is only 2,000 engineers every year. So the Ministry of Education can launch a new university to meet the market demand. So making a new university could be considered as a project. Capacity building. SABIC and Aramco, they are installing more equipment, installing more refineries, more plants. What they are doing? They are increasing the capacity production. So capacity building is also a project. Technology advancement. Technology will change 2G to 3G, 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G. So when the technology changes, some products they become obsolete. Some companies they upgrade their products. So upgrading your products is also projects. The best example here, one of my favorite company, my favorite client also, Nokia, right? So Nokia, you remember they were number one company in cell phone industry, like in 2003, 4, 5, they were number one. But when the technology changed, they are unfortunately not number one in smartphone technology. So it happens. When technology changes, companies appear and disappear. Many other companies, they do not exist. Who were in top 5 in cell phone, they are nowhere in smartphone. And Huawei, which was not there in cell phone, and they are in top 3 in smartphone. So this happens, technology changes. Regulatory requirements. Sometimes you do projects just to comply with the regulations. The difference between standard and regulation is standards are optional, regulations are mandatory. Now these are the 10 topics. These are called as 10 knowledge areas. We can say these are the 10 chapters in the PMP course. Scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, stakeholder management, and integration management. These are the 10 topics. And another very important topic is not as a chapter, but you can say that is part of all these chapters. So indirectly, we can say 11 chapters, 11 topics in this PMP training. So these are going to be discussed in the full course. Right now, I will just give few lines, few minutes introduction about each of them. Later on in the full course, we are going to spend 2-3 hours on average on each chapter, inshallah. So when we say scope management, so scope management, some people say use term scope, some people use term requirement. So can anyone tell me, are they same or different? And if they are different, what is the difference between scope and requirements? Yes, please, anyone? What is the difference between scope and requirement, or are they same?
Based on requirements, scopes being defined, what has to be done based on the requirements from the client. So more or less same, but not completely same.
Okay. So do you agree, others, that first we have requirements and then we have scope, or it's other way around?
I guess first the scope is defined, and based on the scope, then we see what exactly is required to achieve this scope.
Maybe you are mixing it with resource requirements, right? So here we are not considering resource requirements. Resource requirement, yes, it could fit in the description that you just gave, that in order to complete this scope, how many resources are required, of which type, which category, which sizes. So that is called as resource requirements. We are not discussing that. So in other context, requirement and scope, what comes first?
Requirements comes under a scope.
We can say requirements are problems and scope is the solution. Problem, expectations, needs, pain areas, hurdles that we are facing. And scope is deliverable that will address these requirements. So first we have requirements and then we have scope. Once again, as I told you, when I use word requirement, this is not resource requirement. Resource requirement is a different thing. So we can say this is project requirements. So project requirements are problems. We analyze these problems and then we come up with a proposed solution that if we deliver this, it will solve these problems. Any question or confusion? One very easy example. Let's say I go to some pharmacy and I tell that person, I'm a customer. I go to a pharmacy and I tell that person I'm having fever and flu. Give me something. So what I'm telling? I'm telling him my problem. And he says, okay, sir, take this Panadol and sleep for some time. You will be okay, inshallah. So he is proposing me scope. I, as a customer, I gave my requirements. I explained my problem, expectations, needs, challenges. And he, after understanding on the basis of his experience, on the basis of his observations, he is offering me a scope and I accepted it. I paid for that. He delivered. So this is a scenario, very easy example. Sometimes the customer gives the requirements and the contractor gives the scope. Sometimes customer walks in the pharmacy and he says, give me Panadol. He is having same problem. But now, on the basis of his own experience, he knows the deliverables. He directly tells the contractor, give me Panadol. So sometimes the customer will give the problems to the contractor description form. Sometimes the customer will give the scope to the contractor in the form of very famous term RFP or tender or bid documents. What is RFP?
Request for proposal.
Request for proposal. Any question or confusion from anyone, please? So I was telling you in scope management, now I'm going to little more detail here, but not all the details today, just important terms only. So we understand requirement word, we define the scope, then we have WBS. WBS is work breakdown structure. Can anyone tell me what is WBS?
Yeah, to break down the larger element to smaller elements.
Right.
Like if we have a project, we can distribute some little sections to different departments, which is the total project required breaks down in in a WBS.
Right. So what we are doing here, we are decomposing the scope into smaller manageable pieces. And what is the purpose of that? The purpose is to simplify. Very easy example to understand. Let's say this project management, I told you there are 10 topics in this chapter, in this project management. So why we are doing that? In order to simplify. And when we simplify, we will focus on each piece one by one separately. And when we go to scope management, we say scope management itself is a big topic. So we say, okay, further decompose. So the purpose of decomposition is to bring it into a reasonable smaller size so that we can easily understand, plan, execute, control, monitor. Similarly, we say a big project like Riyaz Metro project. Riyaz Metro project, can you tell me what is the budget of Riyaz Metro project? Anyone?
$23 billion.
$23 billion, right? Or maybe it was descoped, $17 billion. Some people say 17 billion, some people they say 23 billion. So even if we say 17 billion, $17 billion means something like 65 billion riyals. Huge project. So if we say, in order to plan, we decompose into small pieces. So first level decomposition, even if we make 65 pieces, it's like 1 billion riyal each piece. So we further decompose 2 level, 3 level, 4 level, 5 level, until it becomes small mini projects so that we can focus on each project piece separately, or even if required, we can outsource the whole piece to some other contractor. So this is the concept of WBS. So just 3 terms I told you here: requirement, scope, and WBS. I'm not going in details of all the terms right now. So scope management in easy wording focuses on what is to be produced, what is to be delivered. This is the concept of scope management. But when we go to schedule management focuses on how it will be produced. So when we say how it will be produced, we come up with the activities here. Now here one very common question or confusion or misconception. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between task and activity?
I think task can be defined as a WBS of activity because there is some examples like if we have to perform certain activity of in terms of my field, it's a rolling of plates. There are little tasks associated with it which we have to complete or manpower has to complete. Lifting team can do the rigging properly, feed the machine properly, do the rolling of plate proper. So these are little tasks which every independent has to do.
Okay, anyone else? Are they same or different?
I
Mainly
think they are task is
same.
what
Task and activities are same.
They're same. Okay. Anyone else?
yeah, actually task is what is the planned in the scope, and activity will come in the schedule how it will be performed.
Has anyone used Primavera P6 in this session right now? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay. And what about MS Project? Anyone used MS Project in this session?
Yes, I have.
You have. Okay. So in Primavera P6, do you see tasks? The person who said he has used Primavera, do you see tasks?
No, we see activities only.
Activities only. Okay. Now, what about a Microsoft project? Do you see activities in Microsoft project? John,
We
do
see
you see
tasks.
you see tasks? This is the answer. So task and activities are same. There is no difference. It's just a terminology difference. Microsoft project, they use term tasks. They do not have concept of activities. Concept is there with the name of tasks. So they do not use word activity. Primavera P6, they use word activity. They do not have a term of task in their software. Logically, they are same concept. So what is to be delivered is scope. And maybe some of you were confusing. The smaller parts are called as packages. These are not activities. So packages are further decomposed as tasks or activities in schedule management. So we define tasks or activities, we sequence tasks or activities. When we say sequence, that means finish to start, start to start, start to finish, and finish to finish. If you do not know these terms, we are going to cover that in detail, inshallah. Then we estimate activity duration, that how much time each activity will take. Then we apply critical path method to find that how much will be the total duration of this project. So this is what we do in the schedule management. Then cost management. We already have defined the activities. Then in another knowledge area, which is resource management, we estimate how many resources are required. Resources are of 3 types. Can you tell me which 3 types? Very easy question.
Humans,
Manpower,
equipment.
human,
Manpower
material,
or human. Okay,
material,
material,
Equipment.
equipment, tools or machines.
Hmm.
They all come under one category. So these are the 3
Consumables.
types of resources. Consumables means materials. So each resource has a per hour or per unit rate? So mostly manpower and machines are measured in per hour and materials are measured in per unit. So after we have already estimated the activity resources, it becomes a simple mathematics multiplication and roll up on the project level. So we estimate the activity cost and we add it up, aggregate it up, roll it up to the project level, and we do the budgeting here, including the cash flow. We will cover this in more detail. Can anyone tell me what is meant by cash flow?
Incoming, outgoing of cash in terms of icing
So
and
let's say
materials.
we estimate the total project will cost us $10 million and the total duration is 12 months. So how much we need in month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, so that is called as cash flow. Then quality management. Quality is meeting or exceeding the customer expectations. So right now I will just go in the detail of two terms only, QA and QC. QA is quality assurance and QC is quality control. So QA and QC, can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two?
Quality assurance and
Quality
quality
assurance
control.
related to the material, and quality control is checking the project quality.
Quality assurance is not basically related to materials only. It is basically related to procedures and the methodology of execution of quality control.
Okay, anyone else? Difference between QA and QC?
Quality control are the SOPs that needs to be followed, and quality control is to make sure that the SOPs are to be followed or not.
What comes first? QA before QC or QC before QA?
QA.
QA looks the process and procedure. Quality control related to work. Looks the quality.
Maybe many of you know the concept, but when it comes to explaining, you need to be very clear about that, right? And this is the benefit of doing these certifications also, that it gives you the terms, it gives you the right vocabulary that you can confidently use in any meetings, in any interviews, right? I remember many students, they told me even after the second or third lecture only of PMP that we wish that we had taken this training before. Because same things that we are discussing now, someone asked us in the interviews and we were unable to answer it properly. So this is the benefit of doing the certification, that it gives you standard terminology that you can use confidently everywhere or anywhere. So very easy term to understand, very easy example to understand. If you go to any electronics shop, have you ever noticed on the box of these electronics items, it could be a printer, it could be a keyboard, it could be a smartphone. On the box of that item, do you see a sticker
Yes.
labeled as what?
QC.
Only QC?
QC approved.
QC approved or QC passed
QC passed,
or
yes.
QC checked.
Yeah.
Right? So very easy way to understand this concept. So what is the purpose of that? That QC has checked, or some people, they have checked it that it is a fit item usable by the customer. That is why it is there in the shop, ready to be sold. But have you ever seen in any shop, on any box where they have written as QC failed? I'm sure no.
No.
So what does that mean? Whatever that company is producing is always passing QC? No, there must be some items which are failing QC, but those failed items are never sent to the markets to sale. Right? So this is the
Correct.
concept of QC. So now it gives you an idea that QC is to check the deliverables. Then what is the role of QA? Now can anyone explain?
The process of the process of
The process and procedure of making the product.
Let me make it easy for you. QC is to find the defects in deliverables. Very easy concept, easy wording. Now, can anyone tell me QA on the same pattern?
QA is to avoid the defects in deliverables.
Very good. QA is to avoid the defects in the deliverables. Now you can fit every concept in that. When someone says QA focuses on the methodology, yes, why we are focusing on the methodology? If we enhance our methodology, our deliverables will be good. So in that context, yes, it also fits in the same concept. So QA is proactive and QC is reactive. So this is the concept of QA and QC. Any question from anyone? Resource management. As I told you, there are three types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. So in this chapter, you will see somewhere terms used resources, somewhere we are using team. So very easy question if I ask you, what is the difference between team and resources? Very easy question. Anyone can answer. Yes, please.
Can you repeat the question?
What is the difference between team and resources?
Actually, team is also human resource.
Right. So team is one type of resources. Resources, we said there are three types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. So only manpower is called as team. So there are some aspects of resource management like development of team, management of team, which is only purely for human resources. For example, motivation, demotivation, appraisals, assessments, promotions, conflict handling. So all these things are only related to manpower. So this is the difference when we say team or resources. Communication management. Communication is information sharing. Who needs information? Stakeholders. Who is a stakeholder? Can anyone tell me who is a stakeholder?
Client, tech managers, team, everybody can be inclusive, which is
All those
directly or
are
indirectly
involved in the
working on the
project.
project.
Anyone who can positively or negatively impact the project or get impacted by the project. Everyone is a stakeholder. Very big definition, huge definition. It will cover everyone, including the neighborhood also, including the office boys also. So everyone is a stakeholder. So different stakeholders are there. Some are more important than the others. So different stakeholders need different information in different frequency. For example, safety people, they need to know about the incidents on monthly basis. Finance people, they need to know spending on daily basis. So different information in different frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, in different format. Some people, they say, just send me a WhatsApp message. Some people, they say, give me a written report, hard copy. So different stakeholders need different information in different frequency, in different formats. All these things come under communication management in project management. Risk management. What is a risk? Risk is any event that may or may not happen. May or may not happen. That means there is some uncertainty. That it may happen, it may not happen. But if it happens, there is a positive or negative impact on the project. Time will increase, time will decrease, cost will increase, cost will decrease, quality will improve, quality will become worse. So this is the definition of a risk. And can anyone tell me, very easy question, what is the difference between risk and issue? Very easy.
Risk you are planning before anything happens. Issue
Right.
is when actually something arises.
Right. Issue is something already happened. Risk is something may or may not happen in future. So this is the concept of a risk. And we say positively or negatively. Can you give an example of a risk which will positively impact the project? Yes, please.
Material.
Material, it's just a word. Explain it as a risk.
Construction material for the project, if we will not get the material on time, so it's one of the risk.
But is it a positive risk or negative risk?
No, it's a negative risk if we will not get the
No,
material on time.
I'm asking, give me an example of a positive risk.
The fluctuation in currency, if your currency gets better, then
Right.
maybe the material which you're obtaining from outside the country, you are paying for in
Right.
foreign currency. That
Right.
could.
Yeah. So prices can decrease for some material items. That is a positive risk. Or you can say we may finish this activity before time. So these are positive risks examples. And negative risk, prices may increase or the team may finish after time. So the positive risks and negative risks are called as threats. And can you guess the term used for positive risk? Very easy.
Opportunity.
Opportunities. So what we do, we identify the risks, then we perform qualitative risk analysis. What is meant by that? Very easy. Let's say we are starting inshallah from 23rd of February, the first class. Is it possible that due to internet problem, we will not be able to conduct the class? Is it possible or not?
Possible.
Like we had this issue in Pakistan last month or last week due to elections. There was big problem in the internet, right? So is it possible that because of internet issue, we may not be able to conduct the class? Yes, possible. If it is possible, it is a risk. Now, if I ask you, what are the chances of this risk. If I give you 5 options, very high, high, medium, low, or very low. And if you're in Pakistan, maybe chances are different. But right now I'm in Dubai, here the chances could be different. So what do you think? If I'm in Dubai, what are the chances that next week, 23rd of February, there will be a problem in internet, and because of that, we will not be able to conduct the class? Very high, or medium, or low, or very low? What is your fair choice?
Very low.
Very low.
Very low. Okay.
Very low.
Assuming it will happen, how big will be the impact on the project? Again, 5 options: very high, high, medium, low, or very low. Project is training here that if we miss one class, we will have to add or adjust somewhere in between because there is Ramzan coming. So that could be, for some of you, it could be nothing. For some of you, maybe you have some other commitments, you may have to travel or something like that. So what do you think? What will be the impact if this thing happens? Very high, high, medium, low, or very low?
Very high.
Very high.
Very
Low.
low. Okay. So what we
High.
did, we identified a risk that because of internet we could miss a lecture, and we said very low chances it will happen, but if it happens, very high impact. So what we have done in very easy example, qualitative risk analysis. This is how you perform qualitative risk analysis. But of course, you need to ask people with enough knowledge, mostly subject matter experts or technical team members. They will be able to do your qualitative risk analysis. And when we say quantitative risk analysis will look like this, that let's say in this project of 12 months, we have some outdoor activities and there could be a chance of 10 days wasted because of rain. So 45% chances that we will lose 10 days because of rain, and some material will get lost, will get damaged. So that could be $15,000 loss in this project. So now you can see we are using numbers to express the risks. 45% chances it can happen, and if it happens, there could be a loss of $15,000. This is your quantitative risk analysis. Of course, it is more time taking. It is more difficult to do as compared to qualitative risk analysis. Qualitative risk analysis is easier to do. Then we plan risk responses. You must have seen in your companies, there are fire extinguishers, there are smoke detectors, there are emergency exits, there are insurance plans. What are these? These are risk responses. So we identify the risk, we qualify the risk, we quantify the risk, we plan for the risk. So this is what we do in risk management. Then procurement management. Procurement management is basically when we involve other companies in our work. Other companies means we are a customer. We have some scope. In order to complete our scope, we are taking help from other companies. So what could be the form in which these other companies can help us? So very easy. First of all, in the resources. They can provide us resources. They can, how many types of resources are there? Manpower, machine or equipment, and material. So can we rent material? Very easy question. Can we rent material?
No.
No.
No. Can
No,
we
we
purchase
need to buy.
material?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can purchase material.
We can purchase material. Can we rent machines?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
rent equipment.
Can we purchase machines?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
depends on budget.
Can we rent manpower?
Yes.
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 Can we purchase manpower?
Also,
No.
yes.
No.
No.
same
We
phone.
cannot
No.
purchase manpower.
No.
Because as a contractor, they can hire from outside, not on their end basis.
Hiring
On
is also a form of rental between you and your company, even if there is no company in between. Purchasing means slavery. That was maybe centuries ago. That you have possession of some person and now it is under you for all the time, unless until you sell it to someone else. So even if you are joining some company as a full-time employee, this is a form of a rental. You work there for some time and then you come back in the evening or over the weekends. So renting manpower, renting machines, and purchasing material, these are the four scenarios for the resources where we use out contracting here or procurement here, or sometimes we say scope will be outsourced to some other company. Why we outsource the scope? Maybe we do not have expertise, or we have expertise but we do not have time, or we have expertise, we have time, but it will be cheaper if they do it. It will be expensive if we do it. Very easy example, let's say for the sake of PMP preparation, there is a book of, let's say, 500 pages. And you have to take a print of that. Now you have two options. You can use your personal printer, or you can go to a bookshop, give that book to them in USB and request them to print. What do you think? Which one will be cost effective? Personal printer or
personal printer.
Oh, to
Bookshop.
the shop.
bookshop will be much cheaper. Even they are charging you profit also. Your personal printer will be much more expensive even if you are not charging any profit. What is the reason?
Bookshop is getting in bulk.
No,
They
they are
have bulk
professional.
machines, big machines,
No,
They
they are
while
have
it's
professional.
big machines or heavy duty machines.
Yeah, they are professional.
Heavy duty machines have lower cost of per unit production and high speed of per unit production. In your personal printer, maybe if you have to print 500 pages, it will take you maybe 3-4 hours. If you go to a bookshop, they will print in 15 minutes. If you print from your personal printer, it may cost you maybe 300-400 reals, ink only. If you go to bookshop, they may charge you 100 reals with binding. So sometimes outsourcing is cheaper. So that's why it suits you if you outsource, because the other company has done investment in specializing that particular activity. So this all comes under procurement management. Stakeholder management, as I told you, that there could be people around you who can positively or negatively impact your project or get impacted by the project. We need to identify, we need to handle them according to their preference, priority, importance. Integration management. Integration management means all these areas are correlated, integrated, connected. Change in one area will have impact in other areas. If you increase scope, it will have impact in time and cost. So this is the umbrella knowledge area for all the knowledge areas. Then we have another way to look at it: initiating processes, planning processes, executing processes, controlling processes, and closing processes. In the knowledge areas, there was no sequence. But here there is a sequence that first we initiate the project. After that, we make a draft plan. When we make the draft plan, we keep on modifying it. We keep on checking it. It's covering this also, this also. When we feel it is good enough, then we present it to the top management or to the customer. The customer may have observations, feedbacks, restrictions. We come back and discuss again with our team, and we go with the second revision, third revision, fourth revision. And eventually it will be agreed upon happily or unhappily. When we say it is agreed upon, this is called as baseline. So once we have baseline plan approved, then we start execution. And whenever we start execution, there is controlling processes which will compare that is the execution going as per plan or not. If it is going as per plan, wonderful. If it is not going as per plan, that means there is a difference between plan and execution. The difference between plan and execution, there is a famous term for that. Can you guess that term? Difference between plan and actuals. What it is called as? Variance. If there is zero variance, wonderful. If there is a variance, what we need to do?
Recovery plan.
Recovery plan. But only if that variance is big enough. Only if that variance is more than a certain limit. For example, we say this is 1 million project. In 50% of the time, we should have spent 500,000. But we have spent 499,000. Only 1,000 difference. That is very small. We can ignore it. But if we say we have spent 700,000, so this is a big variance. So if that variance is more than a certain value, then we need to do the recovery planning. And for these certain limits, there is a very famous name which is called as threshold. So if the variance is more than the threshold, then we need to replan. So this cycle continues. So either we will replan because of bad performance or we will replan because of more scope. So this is the concept of these 5 processes groups. And after that, when we complete the deliverables, we move to the closing processes. Any question or confusion up till this point? Zishan, you have a question? Okay, so let's say this is what I just explained to you, that these are 5 process groups. Plan. It's a very common misconception that whenever you ask someone plan, he thinks that maybe plan is only list of activities. Start date, finish date, duration only. This is not complete plan. This is only one small component of the plan, which is called a schedule. So when we say in terms of PMP, when we say the complete form of plan, that should include all the knowledge areas related plans, including scope plan, including time, schedule, cost, quality, resource, risk, communication, procurement, everything should be planned. So collectively, it is called as a plan, project management plan. So that's it from my side. This is what I wanted to explain once again for the people who missed this thing. So participants of this course, we have one complimentary gift for you. So you can just send me a message on my WhatsApp number today only that I participated in this seminar. I want to enroll for this free complimentary, this yellow belt Six Sigma. We will provide you details tomorrow, inshallah, on that. And the schedule, as I told you, this is not just by mistake here, but the days are same. It will be total 10 days schedule. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, week 1, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, week 2, and Friday and Saturday, week 3. 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, and Sunday and Monday will be 7 to 10 KSA time, and Pakistani time is also given here. So only these dates are just by mistake wrongly written. So from 23rd of Feb, we are starting, inshallah. In order to register, you can contact me tomorrow on WhatsApp, same number, for completing the registration. Now, if you have any question or confusion, please feel free to ask me. If you need recording of this or if you need presentation of this, both I will upload tomorrow and you can send me a WhatsApp message. I will share with you on WhatsApp also. Yes, please go ahead. Any question or confusion from anyone, please?
Mr. Abubakar, just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
We are, as we were discussing, we are PMP training, and hopefully you will appear in the exam soon. Will you be able to provide a roadmap to further sell our careers in particular field, like further what certifications are good and required
See,
after PMP
to be
move
honest,
ahead?
no. Reason behind that is I am from IT industry. You could be from mechanical industry, electrical industry. So in that, for that reason, I will honestly not be able to guide you in your career, right? I am only going to provide you some certifications which I have done. The best way to excel in your career is to look for seniors in your field. Look at their LinkedIn profiles. Just by comparing a LinkedIn profile of 10 to 15 people, senior people, which you think are successful in your field, you will find what's common in their qualifications, which certifications they have done. That's only what you need to do, right? So if you expect from me, as I told you earlier, maybe I could not understand your question. Now I understood. So honestly speaking, I will not be able to guide you in your career to that extent because my field is totally different. If you are from IT industry, maybe I will share my experience or suggestions. But if you are from other industries, I will not be able to do that.
So we'll be able to get this further training and their cost and everything, whatever you are offering at the moment, like after PMP, RE, or whatever the trainings you are
As I
offering.
told you, I'm giving training of RMP number 1, Primavera P6 number 2, PMP number 3, ACP number 4, and Microsoft project number 5. I am offering only these 5 trainings, but yes, my colleagues are offering other trainings also, including safety related, including quality related, including ISO related. So maybe I can either give you guidance in those trainings which I am offering, or I will direct you to the other colleagues. They will guide you according to your interest.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, I am also from IT industry. Can you please tell me how this certification help me in future and in now?
See, if you, as what I expect from you, that you have spent these 3 hours, if you feel the topics I have explained are helpful in your work, right?
Okay.
Do that without thinking it, right? I did this, as I told you, I'm from IT industry. I did this PMP in 2005.
Okay.
Right? And I was from the initial few people from my industry in my country who did PMP.
Okay.
And Alhamdulillah, I enjoyed the benefits. Now, in 2024, if I do not want to discourage you, that if you are thinking in this way that shall I do it or shall I not do it, it's a wrong approach. You must do it. And in IT industry, ACP is also a must. Agile certified practitioner, right? So I suggest you do these both sooner or later. If you do it by choice, it's good for you. If you do it by force later on, that your company is forcing you, it will be difficult for you. So sooner or later, you will have to do it. Do it when it is by choice, voluntarily. Any other question, please?
Sir, I have one question, please.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is regarding this training. So, will you be providing us the PMP books or something like this materials?
Yeah, I will be
during the?
providing.
I mean, regarding this PMP book 7th edition or like this material.
Forget about the editions. I will provide you. Whatever is good for you, I will provide you.
You will provide us during the trainings.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes, please. Any other question?
Will there be any physical class if you are back in Riyadh?
Only if there is a big group waiting for me, I will come tomorrow. No problem. I have a visa ready. I will come tomorrow if you have a big group waiting for me for PMP.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Abubakar, I attended your training before 2014 as well,
Right.
the same PMP. Unfortunately, I was not able to give exam afterwards. Now, at the moment, you provided us quite a lot, literature on preparing. And if I remember correctly, there was software also regarding the mock examination related to
That
PMP.
software is no more available as a installer.
Okay.
It is only available as online subscription. It is no more available as an installer separately.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You are giving physical classes in Dubai?
I am available in Dubai. As I told you, if there is a big group, I will be happy to give the training in person.
One more question, sir.
Yeah.
Regarding this training, after completing this training, how many months study we should need to
In
appear
my
in the exam?
opinion, 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months. And how many sample tests we have to give to prepare for this?
Minimum 2000 questions you should prepare. Minimum 2000.
2000 question, you mean we have to do online like test or what?
Whatever. That doesn't matter. From where? I told you need to practice minimum 2000 questions from different sources.
2000 questions in 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question from anyone, please?
Assalamualaikum, sir. This is Rohul Amin.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, please.
Sir, I attend last your session for
Yeah, I
Primavera.
remember your name. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
We have some PDU point for that, I think 22. And once you attend this Primavera, so it will be completed, all the PDUs, or still there will be balance?
You have already passed PMP or not?
No, sir. This is first time.
Okay, in that case, you will, if you attend this course, you will get 35 PDUs. These 35 PDUs will qualify you to apply for PMP exam. Right? So those 20 PDUs or 22 PDUs of Primavera have no value in your cycle, which will start after you pass the exam.
Okay, sir.
So right now you have 22 from Primavera, you will have 35 from this PMP, you will have total 57. So when you apply and pass for the exam, they will become 0. You will start from 0 again. And you need 60 PDUs in next 3
For the
years
renewal
after
one.
passing. Yes. Yeah.
So shall we get this 22 PDU now, or once we need, we will take?
Which 22?
For Primavera that we have already.
You already have. You already have that certificate. So consider it only for your learning purpose. So that has benefit. You learn from that, use that knowledge, and after you pass PMP, then again you need 60 PDUs. Maybe you can do some other courses.
Okay, sir. The price you show that on the slide, this is only for registration, or there will be exam fees also additional, $400 something dollar.
No, that PMI fees that includes exam fee.
So this total $400 something dollar.
400 something dollar for selected countries people. Otherwise, their universal standard fee is $555 total, including membership and exam. But from people from Pakistan and Lebanon, it was showing only roughly $420, something like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Any other question from anyone, please?
my question is that regarding this communication management, in the in this topic you have used this example for stakeholder. Anyone who plus or minus impact on project get impact by the project is known as stakeholders.
Right.
So why this topic has involved in communication management, sir?
See, I was telling that communication will happen among the stakeholders, right? So just to explain the concept of stakeholders, I went into further detail, which should come in stakeholder management chapter, right? So this is how these two things are related. Is it clear? Yes, any other question from anyone, please? If anyone wants to leave, no problem. If anyone wants to continue, most welcome. You can keep asking questions.
Yeah, so you said 2 to 3 months we need preparation to attempt. Is it the minimum? And if somebody has experience, does he has to still wait and study for 2 to 3 months? Or how this is uh, needed for the experienced people?
See, when I say 2 to 3 months, of course, I do not know that what is individuals' qualification levels, good experience, bad experience. They have studied this book before or not. They have taken the training before or not. So these factors may increase or decrease this duration. Number one. Number two, experience. When you say if someone is experienced, so remember everyone who gives the exam of PMP is experienced. There is no fresh person giving the exam of PMP. Number three, some people in my students, they gave the exam after 1 month also and they passed, Alhamdulillah. So when I say 2 to 3 months, that is on average. But if your experience is good, your observation is good, your imagination is good. Some people, they read something one time, they understand. Some people, they need to read something 3 times. So I'm not saying minimum 2 months, but on the basis of average, I recommend 2 to 3 months, other than if you are exceptional.
And how
If you
many?
are exceptional, you can do it in 1 month also, maybe, right?
And how many times you have to read the PM book or something, the book, the preparation book? 1 time, 2 time?
If you understand in 1 time, enough.
Okay.
Right? If you do not understand some chapter in 1 time, and that you will find when you are doing the practice questions, and you find that on this topic I give wrong answers or my scores are weak, so then selected study might be repeated again. But if you understand in 1 time is enough. There are so many people who say that you should read, you must read 3 times minimum, right? But
And how many? It's how many hours the exam is? 3 hours, 4 hours?
maybe you joined late, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
Any other question from anyone, please?
The exam is going to be scenario based, not exactly if you memorize the book. That isn't the case
Story
in
based.
this.
Story based.
Okay.
Yeah. For recording or PDF presentation, you can send me messages tomorrow. I will share, inshallah. So if no other question, can I close the session?
And what's the how many questions you need to answer to pass the test?
I think you also joined late or not? Or you
Yes.
attended
Yeah,
full?
yeah. I joined late.
Maybe you can, instead of that, in this way, everyone will ask something that I missed this, I missed this. Maybe we'll have to spend another 3 hours on that. So it's better if you send me request tomorrow. I will share the recording. You can watch that. I've explained everything, right?
Okay.
Right.
Sir, just one thing. Have you explained regarding how many regarding the renewal process, the 60
Yes.
PDUs which you require?
Yes.
Have you mentioned it already?
Yeah.
Like what has to be done?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
All right. Can we close?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very
Jazakallah.
much,
Thank you very
inshallah.
much.
Anyone interested in the
Thank
full
you.
course, most
Thank
welcome.
you.
Send me a message. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair. Wa alaikum
Waalaikumsalam.
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.